What's up, everyone? 我是麦克老师。今天我来投票，美国总统，欢迎你来跟我一起投票吧。Alright, so we're getting closer and closer to the presidential election, and I just wanted to make this video and show you how voting works in the US, at least for me as a resident of the state of Minnesota. Before we vote, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, give this video a like, and I forgot to mention, welcome to my new home. This is the first video I'm making in my new home. I'll give you a complete tour in the next video. So as you may know, I'm traveling around the US in an RV with my family, which presents a problem for voting. And currently I am out of Minnesota and in Oklahoma. Before I left, I applied to do a mail-in vote as my state allows that. Not all of them do. So before I left, I got my packet here of stuff. Got my voting ballot right here. I got instructions on how to do it. And I have these 3 envelopes that I have to use to put everything in. I have to have someone witness me fill out the vote, so I'll use a friend here. A lot of people are against mail-in voting because they think there'll be a lot of voting fraud. But considering I had to go through a verification process using my social security number and my driver's license number, I think the risk is pretty minimal. And also, we're still dealing with COVID, so I don't really want to go to a polling station and stand in line with a bunch of people for a few hours. Voting and politics, these were not things I cared about when I was in college and in my 20s, but now I really see the importance of it and I don't want to take it for granted. And this election year is especially important, so I'm definitely going to vote. I'm going to share with you exactly who I'm voting for. Usually the election revolves around a few key issues, although there are many, of course. But the biggest one is the economy. People want to have a good economy, they want to have jobs, they want to have financial security. The second biggest one is healthcare. As you know, healthcare is really expensive in the US. People, again, want to know that they're going to be taken care of. Third one is Supreme Court appointments. Trump has been insanely lucky to be able to appoint 3 Supreme Court justices out of the 9. Those are the 3 big ones. Other important ones are violent crime, foreign policy, guns, immigration, and abortion. So if you're wondering what is the difference between all the different political parties and maybe who your own ideas align with, you can actually go and take a quiz. You answer some questions, and then it tells you which candidate you are most closely aligned with in your thinking. I have a pretty good idea of who I closely align with, but for fun, let's just go and take the quiz together. So the website is called isidewith.com, and they actually do have a few different languages. You can see they do have 中文, 参加测检. I guess they weren't able to translate all of them, but most of them are in Chinese. So you can fill out the ones you know about or have an opinion on, or you can just do it all in English. The questions are in different categories. Here is environmental issues. Do you support the use of hydraulic fracking to extract oil and natural gas? Yes, I do. Very important for us to have access to energy. I hope in the future we'll have different technology where we don't need to use oil and things like that. But for right now, I think fracking is a good thing. You can also choose other stances. Yes, but increase oversight. Yes, but not in heavily populated areas. So if just yes or no is not a good enough answer for you, you can choose other stances and see something more specific. No, we should pursue more sustainable energy resources instead. Of course we should, but in the meantime, we need to use oil and gas until we have those technologies, which actually we do have those, nuclear power, but people are just really afraid of it. I have strong opinions about this. No CO2, easy to store the waste, almost unlimited power for the whole world for hundreds of years to come. Don't get me started. How about criminal issues? Should police officers be required to wear body cameras? Yes. Should drug traffickers receive the death penalty? No, I don't believe in the death penalty. Put them in prison. Life and death, it's a big deal. Foreign policy. Should every 18-year-old citizen be required to provide at least 1 year of military service? No. Do you support the killing of Iranian Major General Qasem Soleimani? No. Again, we should not be playing God, getting to decide who lives and dies. Just my opinion. Should the US go to war with Iran? No, I don't support any war unless you're defending your country. What about education issues? Do you support charter schools? Charter schools are private schools that receive some government funding. Many times they are quite good quality, so yes, I definitely support charter schools. Science issues. Should the government fund space travel? Yes, race is the future. Should children of illegal immigrants be granted legal citizenship? Our Constitution says if they were born in the US, then yes, they are citizens, so yes. Should there be a temporary ban on all immigration into the United States? No. I support immigration. I'm descended from Norwegian immigrants in the US that came over in the 1850s. I've lived in China. I definitely support a more open immigration policy. Economic issues. Should the US raise or lower the tax rate for corporations? Trump already lowered it, so I'm gonna say maintain the current rate. Should welfare recipients be tested for drugs? If they're just living off government money and spending it on drugs, then that's not a good thing. I would support that. Should employers be required to pay men and women the same salary for the same job? This is a tricky question. Of course they should be, but the question is much more complicated, like how much experience do they have? So I'm going to choose this one. No, there are too many other variables such as education, experience, and tenure that determine a fair salary. Also, I can choose out how important this is to me. Should the government break up Amazon, Facebook, and Google? This is a tough one. I'm generally for freedom of businesses to do as they please. We do have antitrust laws and laws against monopolies here in the US. However, I still think Facebook and Google are competitors as far as social media goes. Amazon still has many competitors as far as selling products online. So I'm going to say no, and that's fairly important to me. I want businesses to have the freedom to create better services, better products, and innovate. Honestly, without Amazon, the delivery infrastructure for delivering packages in the US would still be horrible. Amazon, I can get stuff same day or next day or 2 days, just like I would in China. Should the US increase tariffs on imported products from China? Not a big fan of the trade war. Plus, those tariffs just make products more expensive for Americans. So most of the time, it just ends up being a tax on us, not a tax on China. Should there be a limit to the amount of money a candidate can receive from a donor? Yes. With some of the bigger candidates like Trump and Biden, it's really just a matter of how much money do you have or how much money can you get. They have the most advertising and best marketing because of all the funds they receive. Social issues. Should women be allowed to wear a niqab, hijab, or face veil to civic ceremonies? Yes, why not? Should hate speech be protected by the First Amendment? Yes, I'm a free speech absolutist. Very important for me. Maybe I'll change it to yes because I don't trust the government to define the boundaries of hate speech. Who gets to decide? Where's the boundary? Should the military allow women to serve in combat roles? Yes, of course. Should it be illegal to burn the American flag? No, it should not be illegal. Should the U.S. grant immunity to Edward Snowden? Yes, he exposed the U.S. government spying on its own citizens. I feel very strongly that he is a hero, not a traitor. Alright, so it looks like we're to the end of the quiz. Which qualities are most important to you in a candidate? I want to say transparency, honesty, integrity, morality, diplomacy. And I'm going to show my results. And here is my result. So I am 87% aligned with the Libertarian candidate, Joe Jorgensen. 48% aligned with the Republican candidate, Donald Trump. 47% aligned with the Green Party candidate, Howie Hawkins. 31% American Solidarity Party, never heard of that one. And 19% aligned with Joe Biden. You can see it's overwhelmingly Joe Jorgensen. So obviously Joe Jorgensen won't win the election. She'll probably get around 4 to 5% of the national vote. But that tells me that people are starting to get more thirsty for a different candidate with different ideas. I'm really not a huge fan of Joe Biden's policies. I have a little more in common with Trump, but as a person, I guess I'm using my vote for a third party to protest this system where two parties dominate. And I really hope in the future we have more exposure for these third parties because we just got to do better than Trump and Biden. Now, a lot of Biden supporters are going to say, I'm wasting my vote, I'm letting Trump win. But the funny thing is, the Trump supporters will also tell me the same thing. I'm wasting my vote and I'm letting Biden win. I don't care. I want to have a clean conscience and vote for the person that I believe will be the best leader for this country. And that person is Dr. Joe Jorgensen, a mother of two. Maybe our country needs a more caring, motherly type of person to lead it. I don't know. So it's time for me to vote. Donald Trump, Joe Biden, Kanye West. Ooh, tempting. Should I change my mind and go Kanye? I'm gonna go right here. Joe Jorgensen and Spike Cohen. In case you're wondering, my witness is right here off camera. I can also vote for other politicians such as my state senator, some federal offices, school board members. I can vote for all these different judges. And to be honest, I don't know a lot about them. So I'm going to go online, do my research, and fill those out.
2,000 years later.
Did my research, got all my votes in here. Now I'm going to fill this out and have my witness sign it. Sorry, this is private information. I'm putting my ballot in the ballot envelope to keep my ballot secret. Well, it's not a secret anymore, you all know. Now I put this envelope into this envelope, which has been signed by me and witness. And then I put this one into the mailing envelope, and I'm just going to put this in my friend's mailbox and it's going to be mailed out. As always, I'm curious to know what you guys think. Am I making a huge mistake, or am I doing the right thing by standing up for my ideals? Let me know in the messages below, as well as which issues are most important to you. I've got a lot of great videos lined up, so don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Click the bell for notifications. You don't want to miss out. As always, stay happy, stay safe, stay healthy. 我是麦克老师，下次再见。